our road trip through Australia. We are 4 friends and we planned a road trip through Australia. We would visit the famous sites of Australia and see a lot of typical animals from there. We would drive with our VW bus on the coast and through the Jazura. Also, we would drive with a boat to the Great Barrier Reef. Our start would be Sydney and the last stop would be Canberra. Let's start to pack our suitcase.
Typical things you need for a road trip through Australia. In our suitcase we have a sun hat, a binocular, a raincoat, a scarf, a penknife, a swimsuit, a flashlight, sunglasses and a camera.
Sydney is the biggest city in Australia. There live 4.63 million people. The people living in Sydney are called Sydneysider. A lot of the inhabitants are originally from Asia. The most famous sites in Sydney are the Harbour Bridge and the Sydney Opera House.
Near Sydney is the most famous beach in Australia, the Bondi Beach. The Bondi Beach is a paradise for every surfer.
The next stop is Cairns. There we visit the Great Barrier Reef. It's the biggest coral reef of the world. You can see there 440 different coral and 1500 fish species. It's one of 7 wonders of the nature. The reef is great for diving and snorkeling. The wonderful underwater scenery is amazing.
The next place we want to see is the Kakadu National Park. This is the biggest national park in Australia. 500 Aborigines live there. The Jim Jim Fall is the most famous place in the national park. The fall is 150 meters high. The lakes are really beautiful, but you can't swim there because there live crocodiles.
From the Kakadu National Park we drive to the Uluru. Another name for it is Ayers Rock. The rock is 3 kilometers long, 2 kilometers wide and 348 meters high. The Uluru looks most beautiful when the sun goes down. For the Aborigines is the Ayers Rock a holy place.
From the Uluru we drive to the Pink Lake. Pink Lake in Australia gives umpteen lakes that look pink. The researchers have no explanation for the pink color. It's a national wonder. The Helia in the West Australia is the pinkest. Our next stop is Melbourne. Melbourne is the second largest city of Australia. Some people call Melbourne Garden City because there are a lot of parks and gardens. Also, Melbourne is the capital from Victoria. You can visit there a lot of nice museums and festivals.
Our last Australian city we want to see is Canberra. Canberra is the capital of Australia, but everybody thinks that Sydney is the capital city. In Canberra we want to visit the National Museum of Australia. There we get information about the culture and the life in Australia.